I mean, I do.
Well, then I would just eat her up, man, or drive.
I can drive! I can drive! No, I was reflecting constantly and it didn't even block it.
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts 2 is a game that came out over 15 years ago on the PlayStation 2. And recently, it's been re-released on PC as 2.5 Final Mix HD, which is different from the original 2 or 2.5 or I don't know, man. I mean, I'm not really gonna sit here and try and make sense of all this because I don't, and you can just like Google it because I don't really care. The point is, I had originally played Kingdom Hearts 2 on the PlayStation when I was just a wee little babe. But then I got to the first boss and got stuck and stopped playing it. So since it's been re-released on the PC, I thought it was the perfect time to finally jump back into it and finally beat this game. Even though I'm pretty garbage. I was playing through on a normal campaign, and all things considered, the game is a lot easier than I remember it was when I was 8. But the thing about Kingdom Hearts is there's not just regular bosses, regular missions, and regular enemies. In the 2.5 Final Extreme Super Edition that's been released, there's even harder bosses that will really test your skills. I got to the point to fight one of these bosses, and I told myself, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna beat this boss. And oh boy, was that a fucking mistake. On my first tries, plural, to beat this boss, I spent roughly 2 hours dying and restarting and dying and restarting and dying and restarting, and I didn't get very far. And that's when motherfucking Chris came in. See, he didn't just go in and beat the boss, he beat it on level 1 critical. Critical being the hardest difficulty in the game, and level 1 being a special way where you don't level up and get any abilities, so it's like extra hard, and he just made it look like a cakewalk. So at this point, I was more determined than ever that I had to beat this boss. Regardless of how garbage I am at this game, I was determined to do it. While I was watching him absolutely flawlessly defeat this boss, if you want to see, somebody good play this game, I guess you can go watch that video, but there was one key mistake that I was making that I realized when I watched that video. The one thing that I was missing that I needed to beat this boss was skill. So later that day, I sat down and I got good. At least I tried to. And this is a story of how I'm just really, really bad. Now, I spent nearly 3 hours trying to beat this boss over and over and over again. And I want to say I made improvements. I got better each time, most of the time. Sometimes I got worse. We're not really going to talk about those times. Better.
I don't ever beat the hardest bosses if I just outlevel them, so.
Well, that's sort of what I'm saying, but also, like, she doesn't have a lot of damage openings.
According to Chris, apparently I'm under-leveled for this fight.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's entirely possible.
That was a solid chunk of damage.
It's too early. Oh god. God damn it. But in the end, after nearly 7 gigabytes of video files on just this one scene, I finally got somewhere. And here is that run.
It's over.
I was in disbelief. I never thought I could actually accomplish it, but here I was, sitting among my own victory. And when all was said and done, the actual boss fight only took me about 10 seconds longer than it took Chris. Of course, what is a victory unless you get to share in its glory with your friends?
See? I told you you'd be
Good job. So proud of
Hey,
you.
what's good? Yeah, I'm fucking great at this game. God!
He said after spending several hours on one boss fight.
Yeah, but I fucking did it, didn't I? And so, that is the story of how me, a mere monkey boy, was able to overcome and defeat the hardest boss in Kingdom Hearts 2.5. What? What do you mean she's not the hardest boss? Who the fuck is Sephiroth? Can't believe that worked.
Yeah, that was a pretty good transform.
Come on, I blocked that.